Lesson, we are going to talk about the graphics element of our project. So over the last few weeks, we have been using CAD Onshape to do the 3D modeling. And now we're turning our attention to the graphics part of it, because part of the project is to create the graphics that will go inside your light, so that when the light shines through it, you've got a pattern from the light. I'm going to be using Adobe Illustrator to create this. It's quite different to Onshape in the fact that Adobe Illustrator is a piece of software that's used for graphics mainly, and it's quite limited to just 2D designing from a graphics side of things. So here are some examples of what we can create. So these are the patterns I've created. Two different styles, but these will be cut out, they'll be printed in paper and then cut out and then stuck behind your light, behind your acrylic, so your light could shine through it. So when you open Illustrator, what you will need to do is you will need to go into, actually what we'll do is we'll close this just to show you how it looks. So I'm going to go into Illustrator. That's what the logo looks like here. So if you're on a Mac, just look for that or type it into the search bar. This window will pop up. It may take a little bit of time. Unfortunately, we can't get this on your computers. It's a bit of software we have in the school. Then what you'll do is you'll get to a window like this, and you want to go to Create New. And we want to create something to print. So along the top here, it'll say Print. So click Print. And we want to click A4 and then click Create. And what will open up is you'll have a window like this. For most of you, this will be the first time you've seen Illustrator, so we're not going to go too much into the detail. But on the left-hand side here, you've got your drawing menus, and we'll use some menus here on the right-hand side. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to just create a pattern. So this could be any shapes put together. Again, it's your choice on how you do this. It could be a simple pattern, or it could be just different shapes on top of each other. So on the left-hand side here, I'm going to use this menu here, so the rectangle tool. With this menu, if I click and hold it, some other shapes come out. All right, so you've got rectangle and round rectangle ellipse. So you'll predominantly be using probably rectangle or ellipse. So for today, I'm going to go for the ellipse tool. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I want to draw a circle, like a perfect circle. If I just click and drag, it gives me like an egg-shaped circle, like that eggy one, which I don't want. And if I slowly do it, I can get like a crosshair, which means it's a perfect circle. Or a better way to do it would be just to hold down the Shift key when I'm doing it, and then it gives me a perfect circle, like that. And when I let go, I can see it is a circle. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to make sure, because I need to turn this tool off. If I click again, it wants to draw another circle, and I don't want to do that. So to turn the tool off, I always go back to this black arrow tool to turn it off. So it's on, now it's off. And that means that's a select tool, and what I can do is I can select to change the properties of this. So to zoom in, you need to press the Alt, and I think on a Mac it's the Command key. So if you hold down the Alt and then you roll your mouse, you can zoom in. Or you go to View. I think View up here allows you to zoom in and zoom out maybe somewhere. Zoom in and zoom out. And also you've got the ones there, Control plus, Control minus. Okay, they're the cues. So View, zoom in, zoom out. So this is my circle, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag it over the side here. And I'm going to resize it so it's a little bit smaller. So again, hold down Shift and then resize. Now I want to make this circle a little bit thicker. So to do that, it's really easy. Along the top here, I have a menu, it's called Stroke. If I increase that, it makes the circle a little bit thicker. Decrease it, makes it thinner. Okay, so I'm going to increase the stroke, like so. I've got my circle there. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the circle. So I'm going to click it. And the best way to copy is edit, copy, edit, paste. Okay, and then you paste another one next to it. So I'm going to use this second one just to create my pattern I'm going to start. So I'm going to put one down here. And again, I'm just going to freestyle this like there. It's not quite in the center, but I can get it so it's in the center now because I can see that line meaning it's in the center. Actually, I might overlap it. Let's try overlapping this one to there. And I'm going to do the other one. So right click, copy, edit, copy, edit, and paste. Okay. Now you can see that when I've overlapped them, I can't see through them. Okay, that's because it's got a white fill inside of it. This is filled with white. So if I want no fill, I go to the top here and I click that, which means no fill, which means I can see through it. And then same with that one. I go to here and I click that, which means no fill. So I've got my two circles now, and I'm just going to try and line them up best they can, like that. And again, I'm just going to eyeball this so it looks about right. Because it's a pattern, I don't need to be super accurate. I'm just going to do it the best I can. Now what I'm going to do is I want to put maybe another one. So I'm going to draw another circle this time. But this time a little bit smaller. And I'm going to reduce that down so it's a little bit thinner. And again, I'm going to put this. So remember to deselect it. So a lot of this is just sometimes just playing around with it, having a go, see what looks right. If it doesn't look right, have another go again. So take that out of there. And then I'm going to edit, copy that one. And then edit, paste that one as well to the other side. So I'm just trying to make things symmetrical. Right, put that on there. Okay, so I've got some overlapping things here. So that could be the start of my pattern. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change some colors. So let's, no, I won't actually change the colors. I might leave it as it is. So I'm going to change that one. So I'm going to change that color to red. No, I don't want the fill. Okay, I don't do that. I want the outline. So that's the fill, that's the outline. That to red. Okay, and then I want this one to red as well. Like that. And they are both in front, which is good. So next thing I'm going to do is there's also another cool tool on here which we can use. So I'm going to click this and I want to do another circle. So I'm going to go to Object and I want to offset the path. So here I'm going to go to Object. Where is it on here? Path, offset path. Okay, and I'll do it by, let's say 3. And what I'll do, I'll draw another circle 3 centimeters out. So like that. Okay, see that? It's just drawing it but 3 centimeters out. I might actually undo that and make it a bit bigger. So Object, Path, Offset Path, and make it to like 5. That's better. Okay, then Object, Path, Offset Path, and then to 5. So again, just freestyling this, just seeing what it looks like. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight it all, okay, because I think that's a decent pattern that I can repeat possibly. And if I want to do something a bit more creative, Adobe's got this real cool tool called Shape Builder, which is here. So it's mid tools. So if you click that, and what you can do is when you hover over things, if you press the minus key, if you press Alt, or Command, and it turns, so the plus turns to minus, you can click it and it chops pieces out. So if I undo that, you can see that this grey area is highlighted, and it chops that bit out for me. Okay, so I'll show that again. So I can go around and I can potentially chop bits out of my design. So this is chop this bit out here, chop this out here. So it's giving me this sort of interesting thing. I could do that one there and I've done there. So I've chopped my design out to give me something. I could potentially do that as well if I wanted. So let's have a look. So it's giving me this interesting shape that's been chopped out, like so. Because you've got to think with a pattern, other things are going to be pushed up to it as well. So that's my one little shape I've done here. Now I need to turn it into a pattern, which is pretty simple to do. That was the hard work. This is the easy bit. So to turn it into a pattern, what you're going to do is you're going to highlight it all like that, drag a box around it, and then go to Object, and then you want to go to Pattern and Make. Okay, and then click OK. And you can see there that on my screen, it's just repeated it numerous times. So it's created a pattern. And what's nice is because I cut that circle out, it looks like it's a circle here that's repeating onto it. All right, and also above as well. So you can see it looks like it's got some, looks like the bits are creating. Now at this stage, what I can do is, if I wanted to, I can make it bigger. So here I click, I could go 9 by 9, which would give me a bigger pattern. But again, 9 by 9 might be all right. So now I've done that, that's all ready to go. And all I do is when I'm happy with that, there's one more thing I can show you. So on here as well, if you go to grid, you can change things. So if I click this, it makes it all sort of angled, so it doesn't line up. Or you can go to brick by column, which will change it as well. And then you can go to like that. So again, just depends on what you want it to look like. So you can change these things depending on what you want it to look like. So I'm going to go back to grid. Actually, I might stay with the hex by row. No, hex by column. I kind of like that one. Yeah, let's go for that one. And then I'm going to click done. Now, that might look like it hasn't done anything, but what it has done is it's created a, let's hide this. It's created what we call a swatch. Now the swatches can be found in this palette here, and you can see it's put it in here. So what that means is that if I now select a rectangle, and if I just click once for the rectangle, and I do it the same size as one of my light filters, so if we say, let's do it a width of 48 and a height of 150, and then we click OK. That's drawn me a box which is the same size as my light filters. Now I don't want this thick outline shape on it, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to reduce that down to like 0.75. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to here and I'm going to click this. And what that does is that fills my shape with my pattern. But there is a problem because the pattern is too big for the shape. So what we need to do is a quick fix. All we do is we click on it, and then we right click and we go to transform and scale. And this one is important. If you untick this, transform objects, and then you click in here and you roll, and we click preview, you can see that it will start to fill our shape. So depending on how much you want to put in, like that, it'll fill our shape nicely. If I want more or less, I can just do that like so. If I want it denser or like that. Then what I can do is I can just say, I'm happy with that, and then click OK. And I've created a repeat pattern for my design. Now, if you think, well, I don't really like those colors, it doesn't really work, I don't think it looks very good, it's a quick fix, because what you can do is you can just double click on here and you can go into your master pattern again and you can select elements. So if I want to select, oops, what have we done there? I just deleted that. Okay, I'll just go back into there. So if I wanted to change any parts of this, if I want to change like the color here, so what I can do is I click it and I can say, well, I want to change that to blue. And I want to change that one to the blue as well. And what it will do is it will change all of the design to blue. So if we go done, you can see then that's changed all those patterns on there to blue. And again, if you want to go into further, double click it. Again, you could edit that. And this one as well, I missed that one, I think. Was it that blue? I'll change that to blue. You could also reduce the thickness. So if you thought it was all a bit too thick, you could reduce it down like that. So that's 5. I could go back into that one and reduce that back down to 5. And it will change all the pattern to match everything else. So you can see that, yes, you've created your pattern, but then you can go in and you can change it even further. So that's just one option you can do. And there are different options you can do for your pattern. Now, just a thing to bear in mind is try and avoid solid colors because you need some area for the light to shine through. And remember, you need 4 of these. So when you've done one, you can just highlight it, right click, edit, copy, edit, edit, paste. And then you've got 2. And then if you want to do 2 other ones, different ones for the other sides, you could do. So you can have different patterns from different sides. So remember, 2 have to be 48 wide and the other 2 have to be 252 wide. So that ends the lesson on how to create a pattern for your design.